back, everybody, and I am so pumped to see all of you through, well, I can't really see you, but you can see me, so that's good. So anyways, I want to throw out this video to you because I want to bring it a little bit more into this whole new era again that we're in. For those of you who are still in seat right now with your students, elementary all the way through 7th and 8th grade, you are so lucky right now, man. You get to make an impact on kids every single day and continue building your classroom community. Last time we left off on the module, we talked about social contracts and developing that social contract using a serious voice at times, but also letting them know when appropriate fun would be and how to utilize appropriate fun. But also learn that balance between that serious voice and whatever. We talked about elementary teachers. You may have to write down the stuff and write down what they mean for your students, where 7th and 8th grade and high school, they write down their own and they create their own. But obviously, depending on what the class ability is able to do, you have to be the instructor to find that balance. Do you lead it or can your students do it? I highly suggest if you're in middle school and high school, you allow the students to do it as you facilitate it. But remember, your job as an instructor is to facilitate the students' learning. I'm going to take a jump for a second because apparently, well, I kind of joke around about this, but apparently masks don't work in the high schools because high schools now, we just got shut down live. And I'm like, oh man, that's a bummer. And all our high school students right now are totally bummed, at least in my class. They're like, oh, I really want to do hands-on learning. I want to be in class. I want to be in seat. I want to be able to see my instructor. So now we're going online and we're having our meetings, right? Do not let Zoom be education's doom. And I'm serious about this. My son complains all the time. He's a hands-on learner. I said, so how's your Zoom? How long have they got you sitting there for? He's like, Dad, 4 hours a day. I'm like, are you joking? Ladies and gentlemen, Zoom should not be used in Google whenever we're using any kind of live thing. We can't run an online course as if you run it in real life. You do studies, you look at studies, and you can't do that. I mean, okay, so now they find out, because they were trying to do that, that now students are starting to have screen fatigue. Yeah, no, duh, right? Don't have your students sitting in front of a camera for a whole hour while you're like, rah, 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 telling them how much knowledge you know. Think about that. Education is an experience. Students want an experience because that's what they remember the most. If I tell you, hey, tell me one thing cool that you experienced in your life, you're going to go back to your memory bank and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, there was this time where I went skydiving and I didn't know what it was going to be like. And you start going back to this experience and you'll never forget that moment. Why are we not doing that with education? Education is not this place where we just bore students telling them how much knowledge we know. We let them seek it out. We let them be able to trial things, right? And not be able to fail on them. Okay? School is not an I got you. If you're on Zoom or Google, whatever you're doing and you're live, build your classroom community there. What I do is this. We go online and start taking my attendance. We do this by doing our one good thing. So what I start doing is I start saying, okay, we have one good thing and would you rather? And I come up with stupid would you rathers all the time, right? Because it makes the mind start actually thinking, wow, well, why would I rather do this or that? So one good thing, and every student has to say one good thing, all right? Because you always have something good in life and we need to change the mindset of your students into the positive mindset instead of the negative. They got enough negative crap going on in their life. And this goes all the way from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. So go through this thing with your students. One good thing, what is your one good thing? Well, think about this. Do you have shoes? Do you have socks? Do you have a toothbrush? Do you have a warm shower? Do you have a house? Do you have warm blankets? Do you have a bed to sleep on? There are so many good things that you could talk about, right? Do you have hands, fingers, right? I mean, anything that you have, what is one good thing? So every student in my class always says one good thing. And guess what? During that time, take an attendance. Okay, so they do one good thing, and as you're sitting online, take attendance. In the classroom, guess what? Take your attendance, get them in a big circle. I call it a DIGA because we do a lot of stuff in a DIGA. I'll explain what a DIGA stands for here later. But we get in a big circle, and everybody says their one good thing, and would you rather? Now, if you're in a kindergarten or whatever, you could get them in a circle and sit them down on, I don't know, their carpet squares. Whatever you do in elementary, bring it down to their level. But do one good thing and get them in a positive mindset. Think of a would you rather that's appealing to kids in any class. All right, obviously in kindergarten, you're going to have them keep raising their hands because they want to talk, because as soon as you say something, you got the kids that want to talk right away. Manage that as you facilitate their learning, okay? So high school, it's kind of cool. You get the one always that goes, I ain't got nothing good. And then once you get in the realm of this, say, yeah, you do have something good. Are you wearing shoes right now? Okay, do you have a shirt? Yeah, okay. Do you have a bed? All right, did you have a warm shower? Did you eat in the last 5 days? Okay, there's something good. So what I'm saying is this: utilize your time on Zoom or Classroom to talk about what is your one good thing. All right, what is your would you rather? Then brief them about, okay, this is what I need you to do today. And what I do is I have short videos, okay, or a lecture or something like that. Whatever it is that I want to teach them, I have it in my Moodle, okay? Whether you use Moodle, whether you use Blackboard, whether you use Canvas, Google Classroom, whatever it is, have little short videos chunking your lesson so that the students, when they go on, they can be like, oh, I get to talk to people in my class and not just listen to some stupid, boring lecture. But I get to talk to people, okay? So have like maybe 15 to 20 minutes, well, probably a good 20 minutes, just talking with your students and just communicating with each other and have a little bit of fun, building that community amongst each other live, online. Then after you do that, at that point, go from there and tell them what you need done for that day, okay? If there's any students at that point who have questions or don't understand it, those of you who do understand it, go ahead, log off, and get your assignments done, right? And when they upload their assignments, you're going to see that they did them. But do not just do busy work to say, check, got this, check, got this. If you're doing busy work just for them, they're going to see it, they're going to check out. Make sure whatever you issue, whatever you have them do or assign, make sure that it's relevant, make sure that it's good. Some of the best classes I've ever taken were online. Why? Because they're short little things, especially my math classes. My math classes, what the instructor did in some college levels is basically they posted like short videos showing how to solve certain problems. They gave a few examples on each different, whatever it was, polynomials, right? They give like 4 examples of different ways how they solve polynomials. At that point, I was like, I don't understand it. I could go back again and keep watching the video. Oh, that's where they did that. Oh, there. And then I get the aha moment, right? I do better online with math than I do in SEAT, because in SEAT, they're writing the stuff up on the board, and I'm lost. What did they do after step whatever? I can't rewind that and look at that again, right? Online, you got that opportunity to do so. So it's going to help kids, right? But here's the deal. When you get done with your one good thing, would you rather, and talking with your students, at that point, now any student who's struggling has one-on-one time with you. You could have 5 kids left on that screen, and you're helping them out through that day. You can say, okay, everybody, I want you to log into your assignment in your Blackboard, Canvas, Google Classroom. All right, now I want you to look at this first question, so we're all looking at it together. All right, when you watch the video that's in there, what you're going to see is blah, 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 and walk them through it and help tutor them through that time. That time that's kind of like a flipped classroom, but live online, right? And that's where education starts growing better, okay? You can utilize this in the right way, but do not use Zoom as a lecture point for the whole hour. It makes 0 sense. Why wouldn't you help the ones who are struggling right now that are more hands-on, where you can give them the hands-on learning instruction, just as you and I are right now talking back and forth to each other if we're live, okay? So please, do not let Zoom be education's doom. Utilize it the right way instead of just lecturing, right? Okay. Moving on forward, there's something I did before we left school, because PowerSchool is never correct. I don't know if it's correct in your building if you use PowerSchool or not, but for names of teacher or names of parents, students' phone numbers and stuff like that, we always have to update those. So before all my students left, I made sure I had their personal cell phone numbers, written down. So if I tried to get a hold of a parent and it didn't work, I knew I could get a hold of them and get any updated stuff. Also, I have other students that have their numbers, so I can contact one student and say, hey, does anybody have so-and-so's number? Whatever it might be, I can always update that via my when we're doing our Zoom meetings or whatever it might be. But I always want to keep their contacts up to date in case they have any questions. I can call them. They send me an email. Could you call me? Blah, blah, blah. I'll jump on my work phone and I'll call them, and answer whatever questions they might have. So I always have like a phone number list of their parents' phone numbers as well as the students' cell phone numbers themselves on an Excel spreadsheet that I create that's outside of PowerSchool in case the internet goes down or whatever it has. I have a saved document. I can always contact people if I need them. So I want you to think about doing that too. Now, when we're building relationships, I brought up experiences because experiences are crucial. And here's the thing, if you create a video of you doing something awesome, kids can sit there, watch TikTok and whatever else for like hours, okay? My kid sends me this one. It has this kid wearing sunglasses, and basically the kid goes like this. If you're having a bad day and feeling bad about yourself, just go in your bed. And you'll still feel bad about yourself, but at least you could say, I'm in bed. Like, it makes no sense. And they watch it and they just think it's hilarious. I thought it was kind of funny too, but if that captures your attention, how can you capture your students' attention? How can you capture their attention in class? All right? Do some fun things with your students. Okay, you're like, well, hold on, we're in COVID, we can't move around the classroom. Well, are you wearing masks right now? Okay, because those are supposed to prevent everything, right? You can still move your kids around the classroom because we all know they still move around everywhere, okay? Control it the best you can, but do some really cool things, activities. Don't just have them sitting at a desk the whole time or a chair the whole time. Have them doing some cool things, hands-on stuff, whether at their desk or whatever it is. Watch your touch points, how many things they touch. Make sure you control the factors that you can. But when you're bringing your education, remember this. You are not trying to tell your students how much knowledge you know. You're going to make them seek the knowledge that you know and facilitate their learning to allow them to experience something awesome. So if you're teaching science, have some cool science experiments for them, okay? And then debrief it with your class of, hey, what did you think about the science experiment? All right, well, now you might be like, well, I'm teaching this and I can't bring lab kits to my students because they're at home. Okay, cool, guess what? Videotape yourself like Bill Nye the Science Guy and do something sweet. And then after you do it sweet, like, did you just see that? Now I want you to journal. What did you think was cool about this thing that I just did here? And guess what? Now they're writing, right? So you might want to pair up with an English teacher. And part of your experiment goes with that English teacher. So as you continue to develop whatever it is that you're trying to develop with your class, just remember you can utilize this to make your educational experience an experience and not just a lecture. Okay, because that's what students are after. They want that experience. They want to do something that makes them inspired. They want to do something hands-on, and watching you just gets them excited. I asked my son, I said, if you're ever going to learn anything, how do you learn it? Then I asked my daughters, how do you like to learn stuff? Then I asked my other son, how do you like to learn stuff? And they're all different ages, right? So I got a 4-year-old all the way up to high school. And the majority of my own personal kids said, well, Dad, if I want to learn something, if I want to see something, I pull up YouTube. And I'm like, YouTube, short videos. I want you to think about your classroom. Kids love watching quick, short videos on YouTube. It just captures them. Why are you not putting little things in your online stuff so that they get excited? They see it. They're like, oh, yeah, I get this. So as you go through whatever it is with your online education, okay, just please do not let Zoom be education's doom. And I say that even if you're doing Google whatever live. Here's the deal. Create basically your LMS and make sure that everything in there has short little videos to inspire them, to grasp them. Utilize your live stuff on screen as relationship building. As I'm here for you because they're going to be excited. Have fun with them in that moment, right? Control the factors, but also have fun with those factors. Let them speak. Get everybody's voice. That's what we try to do, right? That's what we talk about. We'll just do an attendance and let them say the one good thing. I hear voice. I recognize you. Still here for you, buddy, right? That's what you should be doing, folks, right now with your online pieces. So those of you who are going fully online right now, I just want to let you know, do your best with it. Have some fun with it. Talk to your administrator. If they're like, you need to be on Zoom for the full time of your class, ask your administrator, say, hey, can I try something different? This is what I want to try. I want to see if it works. Mix it up. All right, everybody, this is the end of this module right here. Basically, I wanted to talk about pretty much the module. I'm going to get into Deegan stuff in the next module. So we're going to shut this one off right now. When you're ready to jump into the next module, go ahead and jump into it. We're going to get a little bit deeper in building classroom community instead of focusing strictly online. All right, see you in the next video.